What's up, Buffalo Fanatics? Josh Allen here. Just wanted to say, go Bills.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Welcome. It's the Rico Report. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. We got a banger of a show for you guys today. Folks, there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of conversation happening right now amongst Bills Mafia. And rightfully so. These are conversations that are necessary because, folks, we got a big old game coming up. This is a crucial game coming up. The Bills have an opportunity to clinch. They got an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth, but not only that, you win the division and you're setting yourself up as the number 2 seed. Fam, that's unbelievable. All podcasts, Bills podcasts have repeated these very words. Just a short few weeks ago, we were 6-6, staring at potentially being eliminated with one loss. And now we've put ourselves in position to win the division. Obviously, a lot of things played our way in order for us to be in this position. And we have an opportunity to make good on the little things that have happened along the season. But there's still some questions to be answered amongst Bills Mafia. And I can't wait to kind of talk about this with my man, the Thigh Dog, because a lot of it has to do with some players that are medically dealing with some things. But before we get into all of that, how thrilling is it that we have an opportunity to be hosting as the number 2 seed? I'm still baffled by that. I'm baffled by it. It's craziness to me. Now, a lot of folks are not a fan of Nick Wright. And I understand why. I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's not everybody's cup of tea. But if we're being honest with one another, there's a lot of things that Nick Wright hits on. We may not want to hear it, but a lot of the things that he does say are kind of truthful. And sometimes we just have to get out of our own feelings and understand the message. Forget about the messenger. Understand the message. And today on, I think his show's called First Things First. I can't remember. There's so many damn shows out there. You don't know what's what. But Nick Wright today said something that I was like, a lot of what he said, like 90% of what that brother said today, I was like, yo, you right, bro. Like, he was right. And I'm trying to get you guys the audio because I think it's necessary for you guys to hear the audio. So pretty much what he was saying today was the Bills are kind of like they're an odd bunch because they're in the very same breath they can win the division, they can win, or get an opportunity to have the 2nd seed, but in the same breath, they lose one game, you could be eliminated. How crazy is that? Go to number 2 seed, but also be eliminated in the same breath. That is wild if you look at it. And truthfully, that's kind of how the season's gone. It's been inconsistent. And if we're being real with one another, it has been an inconsistent year. But resiliency, we've fought through it, and we've put ourselves in this position to really put ourselves in position to have home field advantage and give us a shot. But the one thing that rang true was we're going to have to rip off 4 strong games if we're trying to win the whole thing. And has there been an opportunity where we've ripped off 4 strong games where you're like, okay, this team looks like they're ready to go? We haven't. And that's the inconsistency that follows the Bills, that have followed the Bills for quite some time. If you think about it, if you're being real with one another, it's true. And it's something that I hope that we can rectify. But you're sitting here at week 17. It is week 17. It's not week 6 where we have time to fix it. We are week 18 now. Week 17 is done. We are week 18. We are the last game of the season. At this point, are we who we are? An inconsistent team? Hopefully, we strike where we can be consistent the next several games, and the rest of the season doesn't matter, right? But those are things that we really have to, I mean, consider. I mean, some people are not going to want to hear what I'm trying to say right now, but I mean, those are the realities, folks. Those are the realities. The Bills have been inconsistent. Offensively, they've been inconsistent. Defensively, they've been inconsistent. Coaching wise, along the year, it's just been up and down. However, we've been on the winning end these last few games, winning 4 out of 5 games. It's encouraging because we're finding ways to win, and that's really what comes down to it. We're finding ways to win. So let's see how this let's let's see how this goes. Laura's like, yo, Rico yelled at us on on the post game. I was upset, man. That my bad, girl. I was upset. I was pissed off, man, because it did not feel like a win. It didn't feel like a win. It felt like we lost that game, but we won. It's like the Dallas Cowboys, man. You think they felt good when they won by default? You know what I'm saying? Did you check in? Did you not check in with me? Well, I think it was number 68. Was it number 70? Come on, man. Y'all lost that game. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is at the end of the day. I didn't mean to yell at y'all, man. I didn't mean to scold y'all, but that's what it is, man. But there are more important things to talk about. And the topic of conversation has been happening the last week or so, but more specifically, last few days, especially after this recent game, has been Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs and this offense and his production. His production just hasn't been up to par and up to what we've been used to. We are so used to heavily depending on Stefon Diggs to just win his battle and do his job. And you know what I mean, and bail us out with a big play, 100 yards, you know what I'm saying, a touchdown. I mean, 6 to 7 receptions a game, 10 targets. That's what we've been accustomed to. Lately, we have not been getting that. Why? That's the big question, and why. And I haven't received a proper answer yet. Hopefully, the thigh doc can answer something for me. Now, is he injured? Is it because he's 30? Is it the new offensive coordinator? Is it Josh's inconsistencies? Is it he's not motivated to be in Buffalo? You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many angles we can take. And I'm hoping that the thigh doc can give me a hand in this. So you guys already know what time it is. I got to get my guy ready. I got to get him propped up. And he better be ready to talk on this because it's important. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guy, the thigh doc, in just a moment. You guys hang tight. We'll be right back after this little intro. That's my guy. You see that, baby? What's happening?
I love that you play that every time.
I love
Brings
it.
a tear to my eye.
I sometimes go to sleep and be like, what song is that? What was that song, babe, I was listening to? You mean the Thigh Dog song? Yeah, that's the one. What's up, baby? What's happening?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing, Rico? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Listen, by the way, Happy New Year to everybody in the chat right now. Because we're smooth operator. Listen, talk to me, man. Because right now,
let's get down to business.
You got some answers. You got some questions.
Talk of the town.
You are the talk of the town, my man.
I like to kind of keep a low profile, and I'm getting a little nervous.
Not anymore. But before we can even get into that, because don't be nervous. You wanted the spotlight. Now you got the spotlight, bitch. Now you got to handle it. You got to be.
I'm joking. I love it.
You know what? Here's one thing I obviously and I love about you is that you don't take any of this stuff seriously. You're just here to have a good time, and you're informative. And I can't even get started just yet because I got to play I got to play something real quick for the folks, and then
see it.
we can get this thing started here. Now, it's not a video. It's just an audio, but the audio is good enough for me. Let me get this thing cracked up. So today, I happen to turn on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I hear an audio. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And some people just need to put some respect on my man's name. And that they did. So today, the Jeremy and Joe show. See, I'm not from the United States, and I'm not from Buffalo. So the Jeremy and Joe show, I think, is a WGR show, I believe.
Yeah, the
And
morning show.
no shade on WGR. I got nothing against them. I know a lot of people are like, WGR. Listen, they got some good people out there. Anyway, so there's the Jeremy and Joe show, and they decided to talk about something today. Check this audio out, folks. I need you guys.
Here's one to look for. Is there an injury? All right. Joe, I don't know if you can trust everything you see on Twitter, but there's some stuff out there that somebody pointed out. There's a what if I told you there's an account called Thigh Doctor? Yeah. I mean, okay. Thigh
Sure,
Doctor.
I would believe it.
Injury analyst for
Just the thigh?
Thigh Doctor.
He's just the thigh.
Injury analyst for, Buffalo Fanatics. Here's one to look for.
Listen,
did it pain him to say Buffalo Fanatics at the end?
Did.
What was that about?
Say it. He didn't want to say it, but bro, you better put some.
Got him. Love it. Hey,
listen,
no,
Joe,
I don't. Just so you know, full disclosure. I know we joke around. Oh, the respect. I don't take it personal. I think anyone who goes Thigh Doctor, what is that? Like, imagine telling my wife that when we first met. Hey, what's your Instagram handle? Oh, it's Thigh Doctor. I get the same thing. I love it though. That's what it's there for. It's supposed to be weird. I love thighs, and I'm a doctor, so I just put 2 and 2 together.
I'm a fan. I love thighs too. Thighs are great. I'm a thigh guy. You've made me a thigh guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But jokes aside, in all honesty, jokes aside, when I say people want to start putting respect on your name, because they don't look past the gimmicks. They see the gimmicks. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna take this guy serious. But when they really listen to what the Thigh Doc has to say, yo, he is bang on. So let's get right into it. We're gonna wait on Stefon Diggs. Let's talk about Josh Allen first and foremost.
Okay.
I've been hearing about Josh Allen's shoulder, and Josh Allen, and all year I've been hearing about this shoulder, right? And it's coming. It's now the noise is getting louder. I didn't anticipate to hear more about this getting louder, but then I read something on Twitter today, and here I go again. Now, what do you believe? What do you not believe? And this is what I saw. I came across Twitter today, and I was actually interested in hearing this. So the name CJ Caggiano, I think it's Caggiano. Anyway, and there was a message that said, I'll have an injury update on Josh's shoulder from earlier this year that has not been previously reported as soon as the season's done. Obviously, I want the Bills to go as far as they can, and most fans will be pretty impressed with what he's dealing with while performing amicably. First of all, what he's pretty much telling us is like, yo, he's got a bum shoulder. He's fighting through it. And unless they win the whole Super Bowl, you ain't going to hit for me until the season's over with. And then when I tell you what he's been dealing with, you guys are going to be like, holy jumpers, how did he do it?
Yeah.
How much of that do you believe? So then he keeps going, or she, I'm not sure but it's more than that, actually. He says, but because you said, is this the AC joint?
Yeah.
More than that. But you're correct. The AC joint angle, just more to it. And then you said pinched RTC, whatever the hell that RTC is. And then he comes in or she comes in and says, as soon as the season's done, I'll disclose. Just was asked for my contact to keep it confidential until after the season. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway.
All right. A couple layers here. We're dudes, right? Me and you, Rico.
Dudes.
Yeah. So like, when someone talks like that, But anyways, so we obviously got the AC joint. I called it from the beginning. And no, listen, I'm not here to like get clicks, and I don't make money off of what I do. To be honest, I'm out here. I'm kind of using you, Rico. I'm trying to start a revolution with the thigh dance, but you guys get the injury stuff from it. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, My end goal is to get Josh Allen to score a touchdown and thigh dance so I could brag to my buddies who I grew up with that it was all worth it for dealing with me for 10 years with the dance move. But anyways, the AC joint's definitely at play. It's obvious. Obviously, this guy must know. And this is another thing. You really shouldn't be, putting yourself out there like that, in my opinion, because someone knows who his buddy is, I'm pretty sure they know where the source is. But
Get back to him,
it is what it is. But I'm assuming someone who is low man on the injury like team or something, or someone who works at sometimes like these doctors work at like University of Buffalo. Someone catches wind of it, right, and then tells their buddy. So that's kind of how that can happen. But long story short, AC joint, Giants game, it bugs them. It's going to bug them all year. The team kind of let them start running the ball. Like I told you earlier, like the AC joint, it's not like it's like just goes away. It's a sprained joint, and if he gets tackled on it, it kind of irritates it. So in my opinion, he's running the ball more. He's getting banged up. I mean, this guy takes licks. We love it, but it's like hard to watch sometimes. But you know what I'm saying with that. But it's like if he gets banged up on his shoulder, it's going to be, let's say, like inflamed for a minute. Okay, so it's like irritated. Right. So then he's got to throw something pinpoint accuracy, and he gets a little ping in there. It's going to hurt for like another play or two. You know what I'm saying? So I think what might be going on is he's getting it irritated during the games, and it could be affecting his accuracy throughout the games. Now, it comes in ebbs and flows, ups and downs, ups and downs. He comes out of the game fresh. It feels good. He takes a lick, and then they call play action, and he's got to like thread the needle. It might hurt. And it doesn't mean it's consistent. Not every fall is going to irritate it. True. It's usually when you land on that shoulder, or if you go and collide like shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. And then we got more issues with Allen because it's not just a shoulder anymore. Now, what the young man or gentleman was alluding to is it's something a little more. So if you look at the structure of a shoulder, and now listen, I don't know anyone. I'm sitting here downstate. I don't have a connect. I just see what I see, and I just tell you guys what I see. Now, is it usually accurate? Yeah, but I'm not going to say I'm like, you take me as gospel here. But underneath the AC joint is the rotator cuff. So that doesn't mean this guy's playing with a torn rotator cuff, but he might have pinched his rotator cuff. So that's why I said pinched RTC. That stands for rotator cuff. And, without answering it and giving a response like that, I mean, listen, we're almost 40. We kind of can read the tea leaves. It sounds like probably is, right? There's also a bursa sac in there. So, like, things could be really inflamed around his rotator cuff. Could he have a partial tear? Potentially. If that does come out, that's pretty impressive. Does that mean he needs a rotator cuff repair? No. But does that mean he put some mileage on his rotator cuff? Yes. If he needs a rotator cuff repair, that's bad. So we'll see on that. I don't want to speculate too much on that because from what I see in the injuries, the AC, it's hard to believe, he would tear his rotator cuff and play, but it's not out of the realm. This is a guy who can play with at least a 10% tear of a Tommy John ligament the next week. So Allen's a freak. I wouldn't put it past him, but we'll see how that goes. But
you know what? Allen is a freak. And I was just like thinking, I'm like, there's not, I saw a stat that like him and somebody else are one of the quarterbacks that haven't missed many games. Very little games. This guy is an Iron Man. He is tough as shit. So like you said, it would not surprise me if he's playing through something real tough right now. And we're sitting here, why isn't he bombing it down the field? He's got the strongest arm. And he's like, little do you guys know, man. I'm doing something you guys don't know about, but I'm trying to fight through it. So, and I want people to understand, we got no ties to the Bills in any way, shape, or form. These are just not opinions, but it's an opinion based on the eyes of the thigh doc. And he's been doing this. I told you guys he's been doing this for 10 years as his profession. So he ain't some guy, you know what I'm saying, just working at some spot as a receptionist somewhere. Like, no, this guy, he does it. That's what he does. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm hoping that whatever that's ailing him, he can fight through it, and whatever ointments they want to put on that or shots that kind of keep that thing together. I hope it works out. So, but I know that Josh is a tough ass dude. So like, whatever he's dealing with, just keep fighting through it. And hopefully by the time the season's done, we're lifting that Lombardi up. You can have all the time in the world to recover. But that's one aspect.
Yeah.
And that's one entity of this Bills team that right now could be dealing with something. But then we got to go to Stefon Diggs.
Well, hold up. I mean, we're missing the last play of the game. Allen's got a stinger.
Oh.
Okay.
And I saw that he squeezed his hand. And he's like,
now listen. That's right. So two things happened that game. Now I don't think his accuracy was there before he hurt his hand, because that was like later in the second quarter, I believe. He seemed off before that, and I don't want to like hang my hat on and say, hey, he smacked his finger. He smacked the fingers on I don't know whose helmet, on a defender's helmet after a throw, and it instantly, he had to shake his fingers out. Fear there is obviously a fractured finger. I don't think that it was fractured because he continued to play the game. Okay. That's what happens. I mean, who broke his finger earlier this year? Who had to sit out for a while? It was a pretty big quarterback. It's not ringing a bell.
Oh, Burrow? You talking about Burrow?
Nah, his was a wrist. Someone else broke a finger earlier this year, and they sat out for like 4 games.
Oh, I can't recall.
I don't want to say Kyler Murray because he came back late. It was a mid quarterback, but kind of a big name.
Okay.
But anyways, he hit his fingers on a helmet. I was worried, right? Because he's like shaking his hand, and I just know that sometimes you can crack a finger doing that. And then he went on and played the game, finished the game on that hit. Now, someone else thought it was an AC joint or a bruise. Which
Herbert was the quarterback, by the way.
That's right. That's right. And then he had to get it surgically repaired. That's right.
Yep.
All right. So someone else said, I think it's a bruise on his left shoulder because that's kind of where they collided him. But you can tell, like, the defender kind of rubbed it. He came off his shoulder. He didn't really collide his shoulder hard. He kind of more hit his head, and he tilted his head to the side. So that's common for a stinger. Stingers can come into, they call them stingers or burners. 2 things can happen. A, you get stretched on one side of the neck, and obviously, you say it's this left side. So his right ear got pinned to his right shoulder. So the left side of the neck gets pulled.
Yep.
And then you can either get the burner down the same arm, because it's called brachial plexus, stuff like that. It goes down the same arm that got stretched. Or, you're doing what I need you to do.
I know, because I can feel you doing actions right now. So, yeah.
Or the side your ear is going to, you can pinch the nerve on that side. So, generally, it's the side that gets stretched, you get the zing. However, sometimes you could pinch it. The side you get pinched to, you get the numbness. So, I saw him clasp his hand twice. It looked like the one where the left side of the neck is going to feel a muscle strain. He's going to get like whiplash type symptoms there, tight upper trap, but that's his non-throwing side. And he got the zinger down into his right hand.
Which had him doing this. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So he came out, press conference, said he got a stinger. It's a stinger, guys. It's going to get listed as a neck, maybe neck/stinger. This isn't the same. This isn't apples to apples with Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde had a fusion and then had a stinger after, which is like bad news. That's like, buddy, shut it down. Can't believe he came back. And he had a big hit and he didn't get hurt, which was great. Yep. So long story short, if Allen didn't go out to shake hands and had to get looked at, because it was at the end of the game, I would be a lot more worried. But he went out, shook hands, went up to the press conference. Everything's good. These things are quick. You feel that I've had one. So you get it. It hurts for a second, and then it goes away. It's more like alarming than like lingering pain.
Yeah.
But again, they don't all come the same. This isn't like a Micah Hyde situation again because he had surgery. However, some people do have symptoms for longer, and some people don't. And some people, something kind of happens in there. And then they're more susceptible to it. It's not to the level of Micah, because Micah's going to get those stingers real easy now.
Yep.
But say it's like a boxer early in his career, he just had one of his first TKOs. It's not like downhill quick. It's not like Mike Tyson ended the career. But it'll be interesting to see if this starts to pop up again. So Brock Purdy, young quarterback, had a stinger, came back to that Monday night game, got another stinger late in the game, and that hit did not look serious. So he must have been a little susceptible in there. So it's another layer of concern for Allen. I'm not trying to sound the alarm. He's a tough MFer, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely a thing. And that neck on his left side is going to be sore. It's going to be like he has a huge bruise there. Like you just did squats for the first time in 3 years, and then your thighs are sore for like 3-4 days.
For sure. And I'll tell you this, though. When he said it, I've never felt this one. This was kind of weird, though. But, he kind of like brushed it off like, no big deal. Yeah. Well, you got to take it easy, man, because these are the things that Ken Dorsey was trying to avoid, but you kind of take away part of what Allen is. So interesting nonetheless. But before we get into Stefon Diggs, and by the way, thank you so much for bringing light to these things, man. This is massive. How about the return of Mr. DaQuan Jones and playing 50% snaps? How crazy is that, first of all? And what a great addition back to the team to get DaQuan Jones.
I don't think people understand how remarkable a 53% snap count.
That's
insane. First game back 11 weeks post-op pec repair on a defensive tackle. Now, people like kneeled in front of J.J. Watt for coming back in 10 and a half weeks for the playoffs.
Right.
And that dude played, he might have played around 50% snap count, but he's usually a 99% snap count player. So I'm saying, like, he took half of his snaps out to come back for those playoffs. He played awesome against the Bills, and they all anointed him. Yep. But he sucked the next week, by the way. So we'll see what happens with DaQuan. I was expecting 20% snap count max. Get this guy eased in. He's going to be a little weak out there. Protect him. He went out there and he balled his ass off. And I can't believe it. He's a freak.
Oh man, I was loving to see it, and having 91 and 92, just having a good old time.
They're so good together.
Massive. This is huge, and having Leonard Floyd on top of that. Listen, Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa, that's a nice rotation right there. I was very surprised to see Poona Ford over Linval Joseph, but I mean, Poona Ford had a good game too. Solid interior.
Yeah. And now Linval is 35, so I just want to mention one thing, and this will just allude. We don't have to talk about it much, but Miller. So I know Von Miller's getting heat, and it's coming up, and he's not producing, yada yada. But he also did play a huge bump up in snap counts from previous to last week because Epinesa was out.
That's right.
And I gotta wonder if he couldn't recover enough, and that's kind of why they had to shut him down for a week.
They gave him too much to put too much on his plate, and he was like, "Okay,
correct.
Bro."
And obviously, these guys from the Bills, and I don't blame them because of gamesmanship, and I don't want to honestly get death threats or something like, hey, why are you giving out the secrets? I don't know anyone. I'm just telling you how I would see it. And but it's like, hey, look, Von's, again, second ACL, lateral meniscus. I mentioned this in the beginning. I don't know if this guy can recover between weeks. He's going to need snap count issues. So he had to get a huge bump last week because we were down numbers, and then he couldn't play the next week. So I don't know if it's a recovery issue, like the knee swelled up on him, stuff like that. The ACL is one thing, Rico, but the lateral meniscus, which was a co-factor in this newest injury, is bad news. Those do not do well. Those are the worst of the two. And usually they're medial meniscuses. And when guys are younger and they tear their lateral, a lot of times they can repair them, okay, like Jalen Ramsey, but they couldn't repair this one. I guarantee they had to cut that sucker out, a good portion of it. It's basically like early arthritis going on in his knee right now.
Tough. It's tough, and it's tough. Aging, playing football is tough. Those two, they don't mix, man. And Father Time usually comes, knocks on the door, and says, "Hey, big bro, you ready to go?" Not yet. Okay, you coming with me? You coming with me because it's over with. Them knees, they mine. You right? So sometimes that's the way it happens. But hopefully we can get a few more strong games out of him, and if he can come back next year and he becomes an Adrian Peterson type, recovery, and he comes back and he's able to do things, great, we'll take it. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. One more injury to talk about because we got Carl Jones in the back.
Yeah, I tried to hold up Carl.
No. He's gonna let me know if he disappears, then he'll be like, "No, I'm taking too long, bro." But I apologize, Carl Jones. We'll get to you. Stefon Diggs, man.
Yeah. All right. So listen, I beat the drum last week, Rico, and I know you were a little hesitant to agree.
I was a little peeved, yes,
because I know there's a lot of factors around him, and it's hard, oh yeah, it's just an injury, BS, blah blah blah. I get it, and the drama and his brother and the history of him, I get it. Some people are probably thinking he's in the doghouse or something, but no. So I couldn't tell you what the injury was. I didn't know, and I thought he had the knee thing a couple years ago that kept him out of camp. No, and then it wasn't me. Someone's like, "Hey, remember you posted that thing about his back?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, you're right." So he had the back issue, after, I'm going to try to give you the timeline of events. After the Cincinnati game, he hit the cameraman and he came up awkward. Then he was limited.
Oh yeah.
He was limited in practice that week. He might even missed a practice. And then it was like a Thursday or Friday. He was doing what is that walking stretch? It's just like a hamstring stretch where you're walking, you straighten your leg out like a toe touch, and he couldn't get his right leg up. And I'm like, God damn it, he's got sciatica. It's called radiculopathy. It's like nerve pain. It'll go down your hamstring, side of your thigh. And I'm like, because that's the test. You lay on your back and you lift your leg up, and if you can't lift it up as much as the other one, and they called it a back. If they called it a hamstring or a hip, I would have thought something different. But when they call it a back, and then you could say, hey, it's just a contusion or something. But I don't know. So the reason I kind of let that go out of my brain is because that week he played like 97% of the snaps. And I was like, oh shit, maybe it was just like a little bruise or something. He was just a little banged up. But maybe he came back too quick. It was vulnerable, and now it's starting to degenerate. So like, say, again, I don't want to like say what it is and then it not, you know what I'm saying here. But this is how I'm reading it through the tea leaves here.
Speculation. It's speculation.
Speculation. He's got a disc issue, all right? Maybe like a minor herniated disc, a bulging disc. It puts a little pressure on the nerve. It shoots a signal down the leg. It hurts to lift the leg up like that. So you'll feel it when you're doing like max sprint, when you're stretching your leg out in front of you and you're kind of a little hunched over. So basically like flexing positions will bother it. You could do treatment, anti-inflammatory, stuff like that. Spencer Brown got over it, but then he had to get surgery too. So they're not all the same. They come in different shapes and sizes. Some people recover quick. Some people don't. Some people, it feels okay after you go on a prednisone pack, which is like a steroid pack, not anabolic steroids, but corticosteroids, the ones that kind of decrease inflammation. You feel great, goes out, balls out, but he makes it worse. A couple weeks goes by, that juice starts to leak a little bit on the nerve, and it's getting worse. So now he's realizing, hey, when I'm playing, like every time I kind of stretch it out, I get the numbness is going into my leg again. And so he's got to keep coming off the field, and he does some stretches on the sideline. It feels better. It comes back and he goes back out. Now, is it because he's 30 and he's over the hill? No. Is it probably happening because he's getting older? Maybe. Anybody can blow out a disc. Anyone past 20 can do it. But obviously this stuff happens later in life. But I don't think this is like, hey, he hit a wall mid-season and he's just old now. I think he had an injury, which this kind of stuff can happen later in the career, but it can happen anywhere. Again, I don't want to just say, I'm not saying he's old, but it might be a real thing. So the alarming part is it seems like it's getting worse, right? His snap counts are going lower. I gave him a break on the Cowboys game. I figured it would have been like around another 60 game, but because of score effects, they only threw him out there for 47. And then he came out must-win situation against New England. He can't stay on the field more than 60%. So I think there's definitely an injury. Now, if you're really on the beat here, McDermott said it's nothing big. Okay, so
they're not really disclosing anything.
He said enough though. He said enough, in my opinion. He said it's nothing big. That means it's something. All right, and they don't want to put it on there. And he's managing it right now, and he might have to get taken care of in the offseason. Hate to see him have to get a vasectomy in the offseason, but it might just be something you just need to not be playing football for a month. You understand? And they just don't have that luxury right now. So time will tell. I'm not confident that he's gonna just bounce back this week, guys. I mean, I'm sorry to be a sourpuss here, but he might. You don't understand. So give him another freaking corticosteroid pack for the playoffs. That's what I told someone. I was like, make him feel good, and then get through it. It's what There's injections, by the way. I mean, you could do epidural. That's more of a drastic measure, but it's possible. I mean, what these guys can do to get back in the game. So all I know is something's up.
Something's up.
I think it is what I'm saying. It would make sense here. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, listen, we'll I would love to keep you longer to talk about this because I'm
That's enough. It's enough said.
That's enough said. We'll see, man. But one last thing before you get out of here, man. This upcoming game against the Dolphins. Up for the division. Number 2.
We got this. We got it.
to hear from the Thigh Dog. The Thigh Dog had to come out there and say, so listen, he ain't a gimmick. I gotta come up with a statement, man. He ain't a gimmick. He the real thing. I don't know. That didn't make no sense, but we gotta.
I'm out here to spread the thighs.
You're such a fool, man.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guy, the Thigh Dog. By the way, I got to tell you this. I had you on Instagram Live the last week, and Instagram Live flat. They actually banned my the video because they thought that I was putting explicit stuff on my channel.
Why does it always happen?
You know what it is? Your stupid picture doesn't look like a thigh. It looks like something else. So then they actually cancel my shit. Yo, this guy's putting up pornography and stuff. Take that thing off. Little did they know if they kind of zoom in, it's a freaking thigh, not what you think it is. So
I knew everything was too sexy.
You a fool, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my guy, the Thigh Doc. Keep spreading them thighs. Keep spreading the information on these meds, and we're gonna get through this, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, my guy, the Thigh Doc. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
I plan on talking to you next week.
Yes, we definitely will get to this, man. We'll get to it.
That means we're gonna win.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
Yes, sir. That's my guy, the Thigh Doc. You guys already know what it is, man. That's my dude. And a lot of information. I didn't really want to hear that about Josh, but I mean, Josh is a tough ass son of a bee, man. So he's just gonna fight through it. So I kept my guy waiting way too long. I apologize. Give me the flex when you're ready to go. And without further ado, let's get into it. My guy, Kyle Jones. What up?
What's up? Happy New Year, my man. Happy New Year.
New Year to you. Did you bring it in or did you fall asleep before midnight? What was it?
Nah, I ain't that washed up. I ain't that washed up. Nah, I had a little fun. Nothing crazy.
He said I ain't that washed up. Bro, by 10:30, I was like, oh, shoot, what time is this, man? I guess I'm washed. I ain't washed the hell up because I was tired as hell. But these kids got you warmed up. They got me warmed up, man. Warmed out. We want to play Uno. No, get out of here with that, man. But what's up, bro? What's happening, man?
All good, man. Good holidays. Got to be able to speak with the fam a lot. That's always good. And then I'm a big college football guy, so the bowl season is always fun for me. So it's been a lot of fun, man. I can't lie.
Listen, is it Penix?
Michael Penix, yeah.
Michael Penix, that dude is the real deal. Lefty? Boy, that guy can play.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fun one, man. What is it gonna be? Michigan? Because I don't follow college ball too much, but I saw what that brother was able to do all year, and he's been that dude. So now they're gonna start. You know how the way draft talk. He's a late first rounder. Then all of a sudden he's gonna be a top 5 pick, and then he might be number 1. Maybe he's the one that goes to the Bears, and then they ship off Justin Fields somewhere. Who knows, man? Who knows? But Mr. Carl Jones, what's happening? What's good? I'm glad that you made it back here. There's several things to talk about, and the one thing that I want to talk into right off the rip is the Stefon Diggs, and I talked about the injury side of it with my guy, the Thigh Doc. So injury part of it aside, if it's not injury, what is with the production? I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but yet again, he's sitting here with 4 receptions, less than 50 yards, you know what I'm saying? Less than 10 targets, no touchdowns. Like, what's up with Diggs, man? What's up? I know nobody's got answers.
Yeah, I think, quite frankly, the answers lie within that building, to be quite frank with you. I think that, for one, there were a couple of progressions that I watched really in the fourth quarter where he was the first read, but the Patriots took it away. There was a slant route that I saw that the Patriots jumped on right away. So it wasn't like Josh was like, oh, like I'm not trying to hit 14 at all. So once again, and I hate to cop out, it's really a combination of a bunch of stuff. I'm sure. I'm like, and I do want to preface this. I'm not a doctor, never claimed to be, but just because someone's not on the injury report doesn't mean they're hurt. I got boys in the league right now that get treatment every day, but they aren't on the injury report. So I think that is one thing that I know a lot of people have been saying. Like, if he's not on the injury report, that is not. I don't know the threshold, but I promise you that has nothing to do with it. I mean, that's not the end all be all. But yeah, it's a weird scenario, and I mean, situation that I think only the people in that building can answer, because one, never claimed to be an offensive coordinator, so I won't try now. But it's just a whole bunch of stuff that just doesn't look right, and they're going to need that duo to get back clicking before the season ends for sure.
You're right. That duo needs to get clicking, because right now they're not. They are not clicking, man. Like, you know, when my kids they try to learn how to snap it, and you can't really get that sound right now. So they were snapping before. you could hear it right now. So it's like my son, he's trying to snap, but you can't hear nothing. And that's what the connection between Josh and Diggs, it just hasn't been connecting. And a lot of it has to do with Josh's maybe shoulder injury, you know what I'm saying, that we've been hearing about, and maybe it's worse than it really is. So that plays a part. So does this lie on Joe Brady, knowing that potentially Diggs is dealing with an ailment, minor ailment that gives him discomfort? Josh Allen dealing with a potential shoulder injury that's giving him discomfort. An offensive coordinator has to try to manage, okay, so what kind of plays can I call for these two that are banged up a little bit? Or is it just one of those things, well, if Diggs ain't connecting with Josh, then somebody else has to step up? Trent Sherfield, where are you at, my dude? He's this brother. There was something that my boy sent me. His target to completion is one of those things where, like, yo, we brought this guy on the squad for what reason again? And I know he's not a scrub, but my goodness, we can't get nothing out of Trent Sherfield. We can't get nothing out of Deontay Hardy. So somebody has to step up. And Khalil Shakir seems to be the guy that wants to step his game up alongside Dalton Kincaid. But man, we need everybody on deck. But this Diggs connection with Josh Allen is not working. And you said something last week that Wayne, it's starting to really play out. We're facing some good corners that are in the books. They're watching film. They know what we like to do. They're paying attention to what Joe Brady likes to do, and they're jumping it. And as a receiver, I'm not saying he's dogging it, but he might be like, yo, they're taking the right away from me. Like once I do one thing and they're on it, you're not looking my way. So here I am. I don't know. It's so tough. It's disappointing because I want such success for Josh Allen, such success for Diggs, and it's just not happening. Like watching 5 receptions, 29 yards, 4 receptions, 50 yards. Like, this is weird. I don't know. I'm running out of answers, brother. And we're going up against a big time player in Jalen Ramsey next week. How are we going to take these damn Dolphins, man? If these boys they're banged up, talk to me, man. Give me something.
I think the Jalen Ramsey conversation is unique because usually Vic Fangio style defenses, in particular Vic Fangio himself, who's the Dolphins defensive coordinator for those listening right now, the cornerback one doesn't travel. Like, I know that when they played Dallas last week, CeeDee Lamb did not really go up against Jalen Ramsey all too often, if rarely. And I know Jalen Ramsey was public in the media about the fact that wasn't his assignment. So don't know. Now, granted, they do lose Xavier Howard and then Kader Cole, who met up with Diggs in week 4 or 5 whenever they met.
Yeah,
it was a tough day for that boy up against 14. So maybe things change for the week 18 matchup, and the defensive coordinator will try to let his player get what he wants. Ramsey in that case, but to this point, nothing's shown on film that Ramsey will follow Diggs. It's just not something that defensive coordinator chooses to do. But yeah, it's a weird dynamic that you never really see between two elite from a quarterback and then also receiver duo, where they just, once is happening, twice is like, all right, whatever. But then like for this long stretch of a period, it's like, okay, hold on, like something's going on here. And not in that building. And that's one of those things where it's like maybe some offensive coordinator in the YouTube space knows this offense. Joe Brady saw offense better than I do, but point blank period is often is weird.
So I'm talking to my man's, and he was rewatching the game, and he's clicking and stopping. You know how we do. If we don't have the actual all 22, you got to click and stop and see what's going on. And he mentioned something. That's my man Pierre, by the way. Pierre mentioned something, and he says, yo, Brady is becoming predictable. He's becoming predictable. And with predictability, defenses, they're going to pounce on you. So it's making your job harder for you to not become predictable. And then now your offense is out of whack. I'm not saying the offense is out of whack per se, but if you're predictable, it's a problem. So one thing that he noticed is, like, we'll run on first down. And if we get over 5 yards, he's running again. And if he gets 3 or 4 yards, he gets his third and short. Guess what? Now it's pass. So it's run, pass, or it's predictable every single time. And when he noticed it, guess who's off the field when we're running the football? Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs leaves the field. Chances are we're running the football. Now, it makes sense. You want to get your run packages in there and all that good stuff, but you become too predictable on the field. Running the rock. So, like you said, the film gurus will be able to figure that out. But I hope we're not becoming too predictable. And what I've been seeing out is the honeymoon over? The honeymoon stage is what they're calling it. Is it over? I personally don't think it's over. I think it's a game to you know what the game is. Game to game. You know what I'm saying? Scheme to scheme. Everything is different because you're facing different opponents. And I was a little harsh on the Bills last week on the post-game show because I was pissed off. I was like, yo, what kind of BS is that? But I got to understand that Bill Belichick is nothing to play with. He is nothing to play with. That boy is going to have these guys ready to go. And we're not going to face a Bill Belichick defense every week, and especially that one that knows us extremely well, that knows Josh Allen extremely well. So maybe there's a bit of light at the end of it, but Vic Fangio ain't no scrub either. But we also did put 48 points on them boys, and they just got 56 points hung on them the other day. So who the heck knows? But something to pay attention to with how my man calls plays. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do want to talk about great things. And the one that stands out to me is Rasul freaking Douglas. My goodness, man. Where this brother's nice.
He's tough, man. He's a really darn good player. I told you that when they acquired him, that is the number one thing that sticks out when you watch him. You got to watch him. Just look at the statistics on the box score. Is that he's a ball hawk, instinctual, just has a real good feel for the game, right? And every room that I've ever been in at the collegiate level, high school, when you're around like those guys, right? There's no coaching. There's no like, hey, I want you to be like this. You either have that or you don't. Like you're just born with that innate trait to just go above and beyond in that way. And then I think what's really cool is that he said post game that the Bills kind of have enabled him to embrace that type of personality and embrace that type of play style, because there are many coaches who I'm sure in the past, and it's probably why his career took a little bit to get going, is that they're trying to neuter that a little bit, right? They're not trying to, they're kind of fearful of that risk reward style of play. Cause I know I've seen it myself in the meeting room where coaches like, all right, cool. You do that if you want, but if he me on this bench. So
for sure.
I'm happy that the Bills have embraced him to allow him to play in that way, because when it looked good, it looked good. I mean, you get a pick six, you get another pick, and then you cause another interception on the Ed Oliver freakish play. So a phenomenal game, one of his best games I imagine ever, from NFL collegiate down to when he was a little kid in high school. But a phenomenal game, man, and definitely the MVP for sure.
I'll tell you, man, and he's like, since he's been on the squad for 2 months now, and he leads the league in turnovers, like in fumble recoveries, interceptions. Buddy, like, this is what we've been waiting for a long time, an instinctual corner that just gets a feel of the game and is not fearful, because that interception that he had when he jumped that, it was like a 3-by-1, and he jumped that slant. If that's a sluggo, you're done.
But I'll give him credit for this though. So that concept is very, very popular.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Packers and Devontae Adams used to run that like probably every other play. So like what they do is you have 4 eligibles on one side of the ball.
Yep.
And then you'll try to do verticals or whatever, screen over there. But then on the backside, it's usually something quick, slant, glance. Like this is something. It's a college concept. I've seen it 10,000 times. And then the Packers, Matt LaFleur, brought it to the NFL, and literally Douglas knew, because he didn't move, he didn't back up.
No.
As soon as he saw the motion go and make it a 4-by-1 formation, he sat on it and was like, I am waiting, thank you. And so that goes to show you bringing the film study onto the field, because there's a bunch of players, myself included, you see something on film, like, okay, like, sound good. It's hard to implement it when you're actually out there between them lines. So that's one example of that.
And he said it, man. He said, yo, Coach JB said, yo, they're going to give you that look. And once they give you that look, man, it's coming your way. You better jump that bitch. And he certainly did. And they said, oh, Coach McDermott said that? He said, nah, JB. I was like, I kind of like that when he said it. He said JB, man. JB's the one that did that. But so shout out to coaching staff that's got these boys prepared and ready to go. So now I'm not going to let you cop out and use that as your good, the bad, the ugly. What would you like to use as your good for this game?
All right. I'm going to give you I'm still on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to give you Sean McDermott and how he's kind of embraced over the past 4 weeks or so, maybe even 5. I can't think off the top of my head. I don't have the list in front of me. This I don't have no great term for it because I can't remember what our coach used to call this stuff, but it's kind of gash or be gashed, right? Where it's like, you know what? We're going to put pressure on you. We're going to send a house at times. We're going to give you these exotic blitzes, because when it hits, it hits. Now, if it doesn't, then you know what? You got us on that play, right? And You saw a lot of it last week against the Chargers, where I think damn near every other play, Easton Stick had somebody in his face, right? And then this week created a bunch of negative plays, especially in particular on first and second down. So he's not just doing this on obvious third down situations to, get someone off the field. It's in those run situations, because also you got to think about it. You got Terrell Bernard, who's a smaller linebacker, right? So he's not going to be the best at shedding blocks and playing in the box. So one way to kind of neutralize that a little bit, how about you just go attack every single play? Because you're a speedier guy, you're a faster guy. You being in the box is probably not your playing to your strengths. So let's help you out a little bit and have you going forward a bunch. So just stuff like that, where I think Sean McDermott deserves a lot of credit. Like, of course, playing that style, you're going to get burnt, and it looks really, really good when you go up against inferior opponents.
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
I would just, based off the personnel that they have, I think that going forward, it'll be very telling if they can do this against an offense that is competent. So I will love to see them do it against Miami as well, because I don't care how many good guys you have on the perimeter. It is more about what I do as opposed to what you're doing.
I love it. I'm big on that, and I'm going to stick on the defense side of the ball because, actually, you know what? I'm not going to stick on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to go to special teams because I got to show love to Sam Martin. Sam Martin was integral in and I'm not even just capping. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to go against the grain here. No, he was integral in our win. 6 punts, and all 6 of his punts were inside the 20. And when I'm talking about those things bounced and stood up in the air, and guys were able to run it and sit there, and you got this team starting inside the 20 every single time. Now you have to drive the football 80 plus yards. Unfreaking believable. Love what Sam Martin was able to do. He makes you forget about having Matt Ariza being put out into pasture because, they say, yo, you ain't come back because there's too much noise and too much stuff going on right now. So we're going to bring in Sam Martin, and Sam Martin has been amazing. Now, I got to get on Sam Martin's ass, though. Actually, that was Tyler Bass, actually. Tyler Bass, and we're going to stick on special teams. Tyler Bass, you gotta make a better effort on trying to tackle my brother. That man run right by you, and you just gave him a little shoulder check. That can't happen, my G. But I also heard that when he was on chase, he was at 20.5 miles an hour. So my boy can roll. Tyler Bass got wheels, but I'd like a little bit of muscle, man. Use your Pat McAfee skills, man. You mean put a shoulder in that brother and let him go down or something like that. But nonetheless, loved what Sam Martin was able to do. He absolutely helped us win this game by pinning these guys back and just having them go up against our defense that was crushing at that game. 4 turnovers, all that good stuff. So shout out to the punter, though. That's the first time I've ever given a love to the punter ever. So shout out to the punter. They did their thing because that very same Sam Martin, I was trashing his ass because he let Tayshaun Gibson, was it Gibson? I forgot. Gibson take a punt return, and he tried to slap the ball out of his hand instead of trying to tackle him like a man. Anyway, so you've redeemed yourself, Mr. Martin. You've redeemed yourself. And shout out to my guy, Sam Martin, on 6 punts inside the 20. That's my guy right there. So salute to him. Do you have any more good that you wanted to touch on?
I mean, Rasul was great. Obviously, Benford had the good just teach tape forced fumble. That was beautiful. Yeah, that's I think the Sam Martin thing I think kind of like puts the icing on the cake for sure.
I like it. Well, listen, we gotta. It's gonna get tough now. Let me take this one. Let's be real, man. The minute the game started, Bill Belichick was like, I do not respect that O-line of yours. So we are going to bully them. And that they did. The Bills O-line got bullied in the trenches. They got pushed around. They made Josh very uncomfortable to the point where Josh had, a 50% completion percentage this game. And a lot of that was because he was not able to sit in the pocket and deliver. And if he did, there was something in his face and he was inaccurate. He was all over the place. He could not settle. The O-line was not good. They were bad that game. And this is crazy because the game before that, they were solid. I was praising how good the O-line was playing. They were just kind of, pushing the pocket and doing that. And the game before that against the Dallas Cowboys, we were mashing up the Dallas Cowboys. And then you have this game that happens. You're like, fam, we got to be better. The interior line, Mitch Morse was kind of getting eaten up a little bit. Osiris Torrance has some challenges along the way. Listen, man, this O-line is good. Don't get me wrong. They've been solid all year. But this in particular game, they had these boys on skates. They were pushing these boys back, and it made things uncomfortable for Josh Allen. And Josh Allen was having to kind of move around and get out of the pocket and just get off his mark. So to me, the O-line, they could have been better. They weren't very good. I got to give the award to the bad for O-line play.
If 17 is not playing well, then we got that's the make sure that he's playing well, right? For me, staying on the offensive side of the ball, I think Trent Sherfield wasn't really effective on Sunday. A couple drops, wasn't on the same page with Josh Allen a few times. But the one play that stood out to me when I watched it back, because once again, when I watch these games, even when the Bills are on offense, I've always looked at everything through the lens of a defensive back, and that's just how I just watch the game. And the interception that Josh Allen threw, take you back to that sequence a little bit. The play before, I think Stefon Diggs caught a screen pass, went like 15 yards, but it got called back. And then he comes out the game. Yes. When he comes out the game, Trent Sherfield is the only receiver on the field. And on the interception that they threw, the Bills run a concept called peel, which is a post from the outside receiver, and then a wheel route from the near side tight end. So if you can stay with me here a little bit,
I'm with you.
What happens there is that it puts the cornerback in conflict. And as a cornerback, if I feel a post and the receiver in front of me can run or he's good, I'm going to respect the post time and time again, and I'm just going to stay on top of it, right?
For sure.
Alex Austin, former Bill, obviously, didn't really respect the whatever of Trent Sherfield, so he comes off the post and makes a phenomenal play on the interception. Now, once again, I'm not in their meeting room, the Bills meeting room, so I don't know the exact read on Josh, but I do know 9 times out of 10 you read that cornerback to see where he goes. And when he let it go, Alex Austin was on the post, but that's a phenomenal play by the cornerback. So I think if a different receiver is in front of him, you feel that a little bit more. You get on your pedal a little bit, you scoot up, and now you don't make that play over Kincaid. So regardless, just that's not Sherfield's fault. It's not like he can run 4.3 or be a great receiver overnight in between plays. But regardless, they weren't on the same page at all with Josh during that game.
See, that's twice now there's been an interception kind of like that, right? Last game, same thing. Obviously the corner made a great play and hopped in front of Diggs. I think it was Diggs. The attempt was for Diggs. And then this one, he moves off the safety and moves off his mark and goes and takes the undercut and takes that interception. Did Josh not hold him long enough with his eyes? Did he rush it? Was there too much pressure in his face where he had to let it go a little too soon?
Yeah, it's kind of unique because, like, now to be fair, there is a landmark when you're as a cornerback. Like, once that post hits a certain spot, I'm supposed to fall off of it. But if the receiver, like, if that's Tyreek Hill in front of you, let's be real. Like, how many dudes is falling off a post with Tyreek Hill, or like any good receiver? Like, you're gonna panic and be like, "Oh my gosh, I got somebody good in front of me."
Absolutely.
So a lot of that is in that regard. And if Diggs runs that post, I don't know. Yeah, and that's a good way of selling it. Yeah, like he didn't do a good job of selling the post because he's a clear out. Let's be real on that play. Hey man, just take two people out to play so Kincaid can beat you upside the sideline. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And a 7th round rookie get an interception off of Josh Allen.
And if I remember, correctly, Alex Austin was someone that was previously on this roster, and he made a play up against his team. He said, "Man, F y'all, man. Y'all want to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to retain me. Here we are." And he made a great play. You got to give it to him. And away we go. So it's tough, man. And it makes me wonder when Stefon Diggs is not at his best, because let's be real, he's not at his best right now. Who else is stepping up? Gabe Davis, supposed to.
Right.
He's supposed to, and you know what I'm saying? Okay, whatever, it's all good. He had a big game last week. This week, non-existent once again, right? And Shakir, obviously, he's starting to gain a little bit of trust from Josh Allen, so we'd love to see that. But other than that, that's it. So it makes you wonder if, I can't see it happening, but Justin Shorter, you know what I'm saying, could potentially, but I don't see it happening. I think they're just going to keep it the way it is unless they want to get drastic, which I doubt they will. But right now, if Josh ain't connecting the way he's supposed to be with Stefon Diggs, it's got to be the Kincaid and Khalil show. And hopefully we can see big things happen with those guys. So let's move to the ugly. I'll let you start. I don't know if you have anything, because if you do, kudos to you.
It's a continuation of what I've been saying, just the passing game in totality. Just another week, ever since the Eagles game, it just hasn't been clicking, hasn't been up to where a unit with Josh Allen should be at. He's had one game in the past 5 over 60% completion percentage. So it kind of show you a little bit like they're struggling a little bit in terms of being efficient. Now, some of that, once again, Cowboys game, I don't care about that. Like, they kicked them in the teeth. Who cares, right? But, like, figure this thing out, especially against units that you feel as if that you should be able to move the ball up and down the field against. Especially Bill Belichick is obviously he's the GOAT, right? But you would still want to, hey, like Christian Gonzalez isn't out there, like their star cornerback isn't out there, right? And you would hope that you're able to win those matchups, because I promise you in the playoffs, you're going to be playing against much better units, right? So that's the concerning part for me. And I didn't want to ring the alarm beforehand, but at this point, like, hey, it's been November was the last time they actually looked good on the passing game outside of things. So like, so they got to figure this thing out.
You know what? I'm with you on that, and I'm gonna touch a few more things. These drop passes are getting out of hand. This is where we are week 17. Sorry, we're going into week 18. These mistakes and these challenges that we were facing now, we should have been done with that. We should be a well-oiled machine going into making a push for these playoffs, man. Drop passes, running the wrong routes, O-line, missing their blocks. Bless you. There's a whole lot of things that are playing into how and why we're not playing well right now. And the crazy thing is we're winning. This is the crazy thing. We've won 4 out of 5. And I'm sitting here, we're not playing well, and it sounds like we're a losing team. But if we're trying to really make this push, we really have to clean our act up, and that's what's happening right now. So for me, the ugly, it goes into the performance from the offense, and the win was an ugly win. Let me just put it that way. I'll just put it this way, because if you can force the quarterback into 4 turnovers, one of them being a pick 6, and you only win by 6, that is problematic to me. That's big problems. The defense gave you the ball 4 times, and yet we let these teams hang around, and that's my big problem. Quit letting teams hang around, because when one of them has a competent enough quarterback, he's going to bite us in the butt, and now we're going to sit here and go, the defense let us down again. offense has to capitalize on what the defense is giving y'all, man. And on top of that, we gave y'all 6 points. Rasul Douglas was like, you know what? Let me get in on some of this action. Let me get 6 on the board. So really and truly, fam, we probably would have lost this game if not for the performance of this defense. So offense needs to get it together. That offensive performance was nasty. That's ugly. I mean, maybe I should add another category to this and call this nasty, because that's what it is. That's nasty, man. You can't win a game 27-21 and you have 4 turnovers. You sack the quarterback 3 times, and yet you only win by 6 points. And it took the heroics of Josh Allen to get that first down off a 3rd and long to get going, because who knows if you gave him the ball back, what would have happened? Fam, that's not the recipe to win a Super Bowl. We've got to be better. And to me, that win was ugly. And it's craziness because that win is the same one that's got us in position to win the number 2 seed. How crazy is that? It's nutty to me. So that being said, we got away from that. So let's talk about this 2 seed, man. These playoffs, bro. How in the same breath can we say win this game and you got the 2 seed and you're playing at home, lose this game, you're potentially out of the playoffs completely, and you're hoping and wishing for things to happen? And the hope and wish is for the Ravens to take down the Steelers that have no business even playing any starters. That's for one. And the next game is the Titans and Jaguars for AFC battle. I mean, who knows how that goes? I mean, it's probably the Jags are probably favored. And if those 2 things don't work out, we're done. My question to you, sir, is that an epic fail if we don't get this game and we don't win this game, and you see that we're sitting here going to Honolulu and watching the playoffs from home? Like, how big of a failure would that be? Yeah, go ahead.
A catastrophic failure. There's no like silver lining to not making the playoffs. There's no, we had this go wrong, we had injuries, we had this couple bounces, unlucky, whatever. Like, you look around the NFL and half of the I can get a tangent on how they overprotect quarterbacks, but like like half of the league doesn't have their quarterback right now. That's first and foremost. You have yours. Your offense has been healthy the majority of the year, outside of Dawson Knox missing 4 games, I believe, or something of that regard. They're like, the defense has gone through his bumps and bruises. I get that wholeheartedly, but they've got their act together over this past 5-6 game stretch. And you have 17, you have one of the best quarterbacks walking the planet, and you don't make the playoffs. That never had, like, prime quarterbacks don't miss, like elite level quarterbacks don't miss the playoffs. Like, I know Drew Brees did it a few times with Sean Payton in the NFC, but then also those were failures too. So like, there's no like on the bright side if this happens. Now, granted, I don't think it will, but like if we did come to that road and you expect me what I'm going to say on Tuesday, I'm going to say yes, it's a failure in capital letters, bolded, however you want to describe it, because there's no way that you could look on the bright side of that situation.
What are the chances that we see Von Miller in a Bills uniform the rest of the playoffs? I'm not talking about next year, but the rest of the playoffs. Do you think does he remain inactive the rest of the playoffs?
Man, that's a good one, because I mean, Kingsley had a couple plays in there where he made his he got in the, had the announcers talking about him a little bit. That's a tough one, man. I mean, if I had to guess, I would lean on the side of him being Von getting activated at some point, whether it's this week or round 1 of the playoffs if they make it there. But that's a great question that I quite frankly don't have the answer to, because we don't know how that conversation went to set him down in the first place, right? Sure. Like, was it like, hey, Von, you need some more rest? It was like, hey, Von, you just not producing. Like, I don't know like how that conversation went down, but I think we'll all be waiting Sunday around like 7:00 to see 6:30 to see if he's going to get activated or not. Because that is a fascinating question.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, the defense didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat. And AJ Epinesa looked charged up. I'm saying Poona Ford looked charged up. I mean, we got some guys on the field looking charged up. Shaq Lawson had some great moments in that game. Like, fam, like I'm in the boat where I'm like, yo, just sit down, bro. You're gonna have to sit down. Unless there's an injury that happens, we'll bring you on and you can coach from the sideline. Because I know you want to be a GM. So you're gonna have to take that GM hat off and put coach hat on, and you're gonna have to coach these boys up from the sideline, because right now production it's just not looking good. So you got to sit, and you hurt us when you're on the field. I mean, I've been saying it before, and my brother likes to take the scenic route. rather than get to the quarterback. I mean, you taking all the way around and trying to get to the quarterback. Ain't nobody back there, bro. Ain't nobody back there. So that's the way I look at it. But to me, it makes sense. Just sit out because these boys are hungry. They're young. They're active and they're healthy. So let the healthy guys get on the field and get going. So that's the way I look at it when it comes to the Von Miller situation. But that being said, last question for me when it comes to this, McDermott has really turned things around. And I've seen some questions come about. And this question goes to the chat as well. Does McDermott return next year? Did he earn his way to keep his job and return next year if the Bills don't find a way to make do against the Miami Dolphins?
I would say yes. Based off, I guess this past 6, don't the exact stretch, but 5-6 game stretch or whatever since the bye week, where things have trended in the right direction to a certain extent, especially defensively. So I would say not on the hot seat for me. Obviously, going into next year, you know, going into next year, you're probably like, all right, you're on the hot seat. Like, all right, we need to see this and that happen. But I think there is a foundation there that's set. Got to find an offensive coordinator, whether you retain Joe Brady or go find another mind out there somewhere out there in the coaching space. But I think he's done enough. I think he has a good foundation. The players love him. And I do think like the players love him thing is kind of overrated to a certain extent because players come and go all the time. but I do think the players love him. And then that the building, from all accounts, they're okay with him being the leader of the Buffalo Bills. So from my perspective, I don't have any reason why I would want to see him go.
And this is the follow question to that because I'm setting you up for this one. So McDermott returns. What about Joe Brady? Don't try to dodge me. Don't try to dodge me now.
No, I'm bobbing and weaving. What's up?
So Joe Brady, I mean, we've seen a good sample size of what Joe Brady is able to bring to this offense, and we've seen some really good things. The one thing that stands out is he's not afraid to give the football to James Cook. He's not afraid to let the running backs get involved in the game plan. But then there comes neglect, and I have a theory, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna push this theory on you and on how and why I feel like there's been it feels like we're struggling offensively. And here it is, man, because and this has everything to do with what we're getting from Josh Allen, what we're getting from Stefon Diggs. And chat, let me know how you guys feel about this. If I'm a little off, I'm okay. I just, sometimes when you have thoughts in your head, you just got to put it out there. And this is what has been weighing on me, right? So I'm watching this offense. I'm watching Joe Brady. I'm watching Josh Allen and the teams we've played and how we've been playing them. And the big difference is we've incorporated the run game, right? And if you look prior to, they're talking about, well, from games 1 to 9, Stefon Diggs is going to be averaging over 100 yards and 8 receptions, and he's got 9 touchdowns or 4, whatever, how many touchdowns he's got, and he was killing the game. But as soon as Joe Brady came through, things have taken a dip. Well, there's a reason things have taken a dip, because now we're running the football more. So if we're running the football more, there's less balls going up in the air. There's less footballs, travel in the air. So there's more on the ground. So that being said, there's going to be obviously less targets going to to Stefon Diggs and so on and so forth. With the less targets, less volume in the air, that forces Josh Allen to be more efficient. So I'm not passing the ball as often. I'm not completing as many. So now I've got to be more efficient. And I think this is where the struggle happens, because I'm not throwing the ball enough. I'm not getting into a rhythm in the air as much. You're not going to get the football as much, man. And we're running the football and we're winning. That's the big thing right now. So to me, it's like Josh has to be more efficient with less passes. And if he's going to be passing less, then he better be on point and accurate and making these things happen. Like you said, the last 4 games, what is he? Hasn't passed over 60 yards, 60% completion percentage?
Yeah, 1 out of his last 5.
1 out of the last 5. So to me, you're not as efficient, Josh Allen. So guess what? You're not going to be able to get the ball to these guys because you're inaccurate. Now, whether it's an injury issue, whether he's not getting the volume to throw the football, who knows? But it has a lot to do with it. And this is the crazy part. A lot of folks are saying, we need to run the football more. We need to run the football more. We are doing that. But now we're not as efficient in the air. So now this is the true balance, right? It's 50-50. This is where Joe Brady has to find the right remedy. And right now, I think he's teetering with the remedy. He's like Stefan Urkel. When Urkel's trying to become Stefan, he's He's trying to put all the portions together. And you might be a little young for that. I don't know.
Nah, man, I watch Family Matters. No, I watch Family Matters, man.
All right. So he's trying to find the right remedy to kind of find the balance where I can run the football and I can be efficient on passing the football. But right now, we're still tinkering. It feels like we're still tinkering. But the one thing that I do appreciate for Joe Brady is that he's not shying away from running the football, because Ken Dorsey would have said, abandon ship, we thrown the football. F it. It's going to be screenplays, and that's what we're doing. Joe Brady is still running the football. He's still a little bit of his play calling still needs to improve a little bit, because right now there's some plays where like, nah, you running a screen right there, bro? Okay. All right, another screen? Okay, I don't like that one. So I need to see some, but maybe is it Josh Allen's inability to push the ball downfield? So he's got to taper down what he wants to do. There's so much that we don't know, but what the film tells us is what we see. And there seems to be some struggle with the ball going downfield. But anyway, that's just my thought, the way my brain has been working on trying to figure this thing out, because we have a big opponent against the Miami Dolphins, and they took some big time injuries. So we can take full advantage. But how crazy is it that they lose Phillips, they lose Bradley Chubb, they lose Xavier Howard? He's week to week, so chances are he doesn't play. You got a banged up Tua, and you got a banged up Tyreek Hill. I mean, doesn't it scream the Bills should win this game?
Yeah, you know how I feel about that next man up stuff. Like at some point you ran out of men to step up. But I mean,
Apple stepping up.
Yeah. Like Jalen Waddle is obviously banged up as well. Who knows if he'll be able to give it a go? Raheem Mostert, I believe, is banged up. I don't think he played last week either. So I mean, Jerome Baker,
no Waddle.
Like Jerome Baker, their middle linebacker. He's been on IR. Don't know if they're going to activate him from this week either. And because their backups were getting torched by the Ravens. I mean, their linebackers, it was just like their heads was spinning. You can see the little question mark on top of their heads. So they were banged up, and it looked like it against the Ravens. And I mean, the Ravens are a great team. And I think for the first time in Lamar's tenure, there are actual, like, the coaching matches the talent on the field, because prior to this year, I mean, Lamar's weapons last year were, I don't want to be disrespectful here, but they weren't up to NFL standards. And this year he finally has a respectable group around him, combined 100%. With the defense that is flying around, and they took it to the Dolphins. You would expect a Bills team that has 17, that has a defense that's ascending at the right time, to do similar type things against the Dolphins.
And speaking of, is MVP?
Wait, you said what about MVP?
Is Lamar Jackson the MVP? Is he locked? Did he lock it up?
Hey man, my FanDuel account, hope he got an MVP. I think he locked it up with the performance last week. I mean, I saw something about his numbers in prime time against the teams above 500 this year. I think they're 7-1, which is ridiculous. He plays best when they're up against the best teams in the NFL, and there's something to be said about primetime performances. It sways all of us. Like what Michael, like you just said, that Washington quarterback last night doing what he did. He's been doing that all year. He just did it in prime time yesterday. So it sways us a little bit more when we see it on that stage. And I think it's signs to deliver at this point for him.
Well, you said that Lamar Jackson, what is he, 7-1 against
teams that were 500 when they played them? Yeah, something ridiculous like that.
What are we looking at Lamar Jackson for playoff record? What's he at for playoff record?
I think he only got one win.
1-3. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, there were some games where he got banged up and so on and so forth, but you're 1-3 in the playoffs. What you do in the regular season is cute and all, but you got to deliver in the playoffs. And the same thing goes for the Bills too. Oh, what you do in the regular season is cute and all, but what are you doing in the playoffs? So that's what really matters at the end of the day. But salute to Lamar. I mean, I'm a big fan of Lamar, and he locked it up last week. Yo, he had more touchdowns than incompletions. That's insane to me. I think he's locked it up. And I think he might get unanimous. It might be unanimous again, right?
And it's funny because the unanimous in 2019 was like a historical unanimous. This one might be more of the fact that like the competition kind of didn't step up to that respectable level. But I mean, regardless, listen, I told you I played against the dude twice, and he's always going to have my respect.
He's that dude, man. I'll tell you, I got a funny story because I was at a barbecue, and one of my mans he does like a football academy for young players, and he's got certain players from the NFL that come to his camp. One of them being on the Bills right now. But anyway, there was a player I was talking to, and he was like, "Yo, he's like, I know who is going to be nice because I know you went to high school with some guys or you knew who was going to go to the league. Sometimes you just know who's going to the league, and that's what it is. Do you know that this guy told me that Young Thug, he's like, Young Thug, if he, yeah, exactly. He said Young Thug, because I guess he grew up in Atlanta, the Atlanta area, and all that good stuff. And he goes, if Young Thug stayed out all that nonsense, bro, that boy would be a nice quarterback. Because I think Young Thug's like 6'4".
No, he's tall. He's really tall.
So he's like, he could whip that thing all over the place. And if he stayed with it, man, he could have easily went into the league. So you tend to know. So Lamar Jackson, this boy's been nice since day one. So him racking up an MVP, I mean, shoot, I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. But that being said, though, we got to circle it back, and then we're going to send you on because I don't want to keep you too long tonight. This Miami Dolphins game, man, we should be able. I mean, we're going to Miami Sunday Night Flex. What do you need to see? Like, who are your eyes on for this game? Because you know what I mean. You know what it is, man. It's all eyes on somebody. So, are we gonna go cliche and say it's all about Josh, man? Josh has got to step this thing up. Or are we saying this defense is going to have to bail us out? What's the deal? What are you seeing here? What are you feeling?
I mean, first off, all eyes are on the win. First off, it comes down to a win and in scenario, right? But in terms of going forward and how they will look into the playoffs, I think it has to be the thing that's struggled the most over the past month or so is Josh in the passing game and the coaching schematics around all that good type of stuff. I mean, I don't want to say you got lucky because there's too much preparation in the sport to say stuff's all luck.
Right.
But you caught a Chargers team that lost their head coach. You caught a Patriots team that's competing for a top 5 pick in the NFL draft.
Which
so you would like to see like, okay, guys, like let's make sure that like we take care of business against a team who is good. And look, I know they lost Bradley Chubb, they lost Jalen Phillips, but there are still really good players on that team. Jalen Ramsey's going to be in the Hall of Famer. Javon Holland, I believe. He's nice. On a trajectory of coming back. I know he's dealing with the 2 torn MCL things, but dude's a freak. I'm sure he'll try to make it back for this game as well. So if they get him back, that's a huge plus for the Dolphins. But yeah, I mean, look, you struggled against the Chargers who don't have half of that. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, the Dolphins lost their 2 edge rushers. They're going to just walk all over them. Like, no, you saw a Chargers team that didn't have that and you still struggle with them. So all my eyes are on that side of the ball, that unit in particular, and how well they're going to succeed.
It's going to be tough, man, because like you said it, all eyes are on how do we perform against a team that is not 100%, and you know what's at stake. You got to win to get in. You have to, and it's if we don't, I mean, I don't even want to put that in the air, but if we don't, like that would be an epic disappointment. And there's like you said, there's too much preparation that goes into this to say things got lucky. But you said it, man. You faced a Chargers team without Justin Herbert, without Keenan Allen. Like, those are the 2 top dogs. You faced the Patriots team that went with Bailey Zapp and their best receiver. I don't even know who. I mean, Edwards. Edwards is no joke. He can play. Edwards is their best receiver. Like, I mean, like Jalen Reagor was out there. So, like, there were certain things that happened. But, fam, like, we got to just have a convincing win. And we need a convincing win to show that we are a playoff team. And defensively, we're getting healthier. Offensively, we got a couple things banged up, but we're pretty much intact. So we should be able to come in there and handle business. And week 18, this is it. This is it. All eyes are going to be, for me, it's going to be on Josh Allen. I mean, it's cliche, but it's going to be on Josh Allen because Josh Allen, this last game, he tossed it out. He even said, I was throwing the ball like shit. I was throwing the ball like garbage. So we need you to be on your best to actually make us look like a damn scary team. Because everybody's talking about, ain't nobody want to face the Bills in the playoffs because it's going to be scary. They haven't looked scary at all in these past few games, but they got the win nonetheless. So we will see how this all plays out, man. But I'm looking forward to it, man. But you know what I am looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the film study because I need to see what you have coming up with you and Thad. I know you guys are doing that. So are you diving into a specific player scheme? Are you on the defensive side of the ball? Are we moving to the offense, or are we sticking to defense?
Man, come on. Rasul Douglas just had one of them games. What you think I'm talking about? I put together a little video with that. I'll probably drop some point tomorrow. That and I are about to chop it up on some good film talk on both sides of the ball. But yeah, that's why I'm. Come on, man. Like you knew that one. Like if one of them DBs back there had one of them games, best believe I'm gonna highlight it and let you know exactly what was going on out there.
And listen, your boy Christian Bedford though, man. Christian Bedford, though, listen, next year is going to be interesting because now you got Trey White coming back. Rasul Douglas should parlay his way into another contract. I mean, I can't see them not giving that brother a contract. We got Rasul Douglas under contract, Dane Jackson under. I mean, listen, that's a young DB room that they've developed. And then on top of that, Kyer Elam. I'm not giving up on Kyer Elam just yet. So who knows where we can find a spot for Kyer Elam. But I mean, right now, the room is getting full right now because Rasul Douglas just pretty much locked himself up on one side. Now, the other side is up for debate because now you got Trey White that's going to return, that's going to be motivated as ever. We'll see what that plays out. You got, obviously, Kyer Elam has something to prove. So I don't know how they're going to play this. Is he trade bait? Who the heck knows? But we shall see. But that DB room is looking nice. But nonetheless, I love the fact that you're going to dive into the film room and look at the defensive side of the ball. And don't neglect the offense, but I get it. You gotta pay attention.
I got my notes. I got the notes for the offense too. Best believe it.
I got you. Well, I appreciate you. You know what it is, man. It's always gonna be love, and I always love your insight when you come through and you share the nuggets on this team. And last but not least, man, we're gonna do this up again next week, and I'm hoping next week we are talking about potentially the week after because we're going into the playoffs because I ain't trying to end this thing just yet. But always love, man. I appreciate you, man. And I'm looking forward to your work. And let people know where to follow you, where to get this stuff, because every week we're going to plug that stuff so they know what's going on and what's happening.
Yeah, like on my screen, Jones11_. That's my I only want to say X, my Twitter account. So weird even saying X. My Twitter account. That's where a lot of stuff is dropping. And then RochesterFirst.com is where our Let's Talk Ball thing. With that and I we got going on. RochesterFirst.com. Y'all go ahead and check that out. It's some good content.
RochesterFirst.com. Go ahead and check out that stuff, man. And man, salute to you, man. Have yourself a great night. And don't stay up too late because listen, man, there's gonna be a lot of college talk. I'm sure you guys are gonna be talking about these next coming weeks, man. So salute to you, man. And let's catch up next week, and let's talk about hopefully talk about the win against the Dolphins.
You be blessed. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. My man, Carl Jones in the building. I know you guys appreciate having Carl Jones on, and I love having that brother on, man, because we can talk ball, and it's good to get a defensive mind to kind of jump in and kind of give us an idea of what we saw. I mean, really didn't take a genius to see that Rasul Douglas is that dude. Rasul Douglas. I mean, I got it. First of all, I got to get my man. I got to get a jersey from my man, Rasul Douglas. I got to go get some Rasul Douglas jersey. Hopefully we sign him and he ain't on some other squad because I ain't trying to have that. But Rasul Douglas, the defense came through. Ed Oliver continued to have an all-pro season. If he doesn't get the all-pro, I don't know what's going on with this. But for real, though, on the real, when I look at this squad and I look at where these Bills have come and where they're at, this is it, man. This is it. Like, we lost games we had no business losing, and we won games by the skin of our teeth in some. But that's just the way football is, man. Sometimes they don't care how you win certain games. You think the people give a damn about how the Chiefs, won some games and lost some games? I mean, they just lost to the Chargers, right? But it don't matter. They're probably going to lock up that division. They're going to the playoffs. They're probably going to be the 3 seed, and will most likely be the 2nd seed, barring something catastrophic happens, and we'll be able to handle business. But I've got my concerns. Like, we should all have concerns. You can't tell me that you are absolutely confident without any doubt that we're going to come in here and take this, because the way that this offense has been performing, it's kind of shaky, man. It's very shaky, and I'm not liking what we're seeing out of the connection between Josh and Diggs, because that's automatic. Usually those two boys, it's 1 + 2. That's it. Like, it's good. We're good to go. But this one here, lately, it's kind of been shaky a little bit. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the week. I'm hoping that we're focused and ready, and we're on the road on top of that Sunday night. And we tend to do quite well on Sunday night games, and Tua on the other end tends to not do great. So whether that means something or not, who knows? But I do have a super chat that I wanted to get into. My man Austin generally, and he comes in and says, "Yo, Diggs needs to play better. I was told that he carried Allen by everyone, and it seems like we're winning without him. But sometimes you have to be able to win without your star players. I mean, others got to step up, and it seems that the defense has started to really get into things and step their game up, which is great, because The defense, I mean, the head coach is the defensive coordinator, and he's got these guys playing good football right now, and he's finally got himself an instinctual corner that can come in and make a play. And you saw it, right? If you're an instinctual corner and you see things and you know your film study, guess what? I'm going to bring the blitz and I'm going to blitz the shit out of this team. They're going to have to get rid of the ball quickly. And this is where you jump on it. But we've had passive corners, right? Kyle Elam was already in his back pedal. He ain't no instinctive corner trying to jump on things. He wasn't doing that. Trey White, when Trey White was here, he was on it, man. He was playing good football. So we were able to blitz the ball. But when we didn't have the corners to, get the job done, we had to play different football, different pressures. Now we got Rasul Douglas, so we can manipulate and do things. I mean, look how much Taylor Rapp played. Taylor Rapp played very little. I think he had like 7 snaps. So it's gonna change. It's gonna change tremendously. So this upcoming game, maybe Taylor Rapp gets a little more into the game, and we prepare for this. But all we know, this Miami team is still gonna be dangerous. When Tyreek Hill on that squad is going to be dangerous. You have to know where Tyreek Hill is and keep him in front of us. He's at 1,700 yards receiving. I ain't trying to have this guy go off for 300 yards so we can get the damn record. We ain't trying to have that. So we are going to come in, have a great defensive game plan, and handle business. But I get it. Austin wants Diggs to play better. We don't know what the hell Diggs is dealing with. Is he dealing with an injury? Is he dealing with some soreness? Is his back tweaking? Who the heck knows? But one thing I'll tell you that I do see, Josh has been accurate. If we're gonna be all the way real, Josh was terribly inaccurate last game, and there were moments all year long that Diggs will have a step 2 or 3 on a DB, and Josh would miss him. And 3 steps on a DB, you are open. You are wide open. That's it. That should be money, right? Just this last game, Josh had the Stefon Diggs with 2 steps ahead of 2 guys. He beat a double team, and Josh underthrew it. It's like, oh, come on, man. I mean, that's the nature of the game, man. So whether Josh is dealing with something or he's just gauging something is off between those two. But I'm confident in that they will make things work. They will make things work. So we'll see. We will see. But what I do want, it's a rivalry game. So I do want these Bills to come in and smack the shit out of the Dolphins. I really do want that shit. But we'll see. But before I get out of here, I'm gonna make one last phone call, and I gotta call my man Kevin, because Kevin is he's a big Dolphins fan, and I need to see how he feels about this. I'm gonna get him for like 5. Can pick up the phone. Like, hey, you do. We'll see, man. But I'm curious to see how he feels. If he's confident, if he's not confident, who knows? And he may not pick up. He might be a little busy. It's all good though. We ain't gonna get my guy Kevin tonight. He knows what's coming his way. I'm gonna just leave him a voicemail.
Hi, you've reached Kevin Gerard. I'm not available right now, but please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
That's his corporate voice. Yo, Kevo, it's your boy, man. I was on the show right now, so I'm leaving a voicemail as I'm on the show right now. So, listen, bro, how confident are you in this game, brother? I need to know. Are you confident, or are you like, shit, we're gonna lose this? Because I know you. I know your ass. Your ass is gonna like, yo, you're gonna take the game. We're too banged up. We're probably gonna lose. So I don't know. I don't know how you are truly feeling, but I know that all these injuries that you got going, it can't have you feeling confident. So call me back. Love you. That's my guy, Kev, man. So we're gonna wait till he might be calling me back later on. But folks, let me tie this up in a bow. Listen, we got one last game to go, and we're gonna do a show on Friday. So I don't want to give too much away in how we're gonna do things, but I might have Kevin come on the show and chat it up with us and go from there. But this is one of those situations where this is all or nothing, man, because like we cannot be sent home packing, because the Bills not making the playoffs. Can't have that. The Bills with Josh Allen with 40 plus touchdowns. We can't have that. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So we will establish ourselves. We'll get the run game going. We have a little bit of balance, but we just need a little bit more from Josh Allen. We need a little bit more from him to get this thing cracking and going. But right now, with these last games we've been watching, I don't know. It's been a little shaky, especially last game, a little shaky. And admittedly so, he said it. I played like shit. I threw the ball like shit, and he knows that. And that's the one thing I do appreciate about my guy, Josh Allen, is he will admit when he plays like garbage. And he didn't play well. So look for Josh to bounce back because I can't see him having back-to-back off games. So look for my man Josh Allen to bounce back, and I think that we will stomp the yard again on these Dolphins, man. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And what a beautiful win it would be to get into the game, whoop on the Dolphins, and then prepare at home to take on the Jaguars, to take on potentially the who else could we take on in the 2 seed? I mean, let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. I'm going to share my screen one last time, and then I'll get out of here because I'm sure you guys have seen these scenarios like crazy, and you're probably getting sick of them. But you know what? I don't get sick of them, and I love them. So let's take a look at what we are doing right now with this team. So you guys see that I'm sharing my screen right now? Perfect. I'm going to bring my face down to the bottom here, and let's get it cracking here. So here we are. Here's what we have going right now. As of right now, which is absolutely crazy to me. Let me reset my page because I don't like what I'm seeing here. I don't like it. So I'm gonna reset my page here because I had scenarios where the Bills didn't make it. So here we are. All right. As of right now, the Bills are the 6th seed. All right. The Ravens have pretty much locked up their own number 1 seed, so they don't necessarily need to play against the Steelers. So week 18 is upon us. So the Ravens and Steelers, I'm going to leave that on its own. And this is a crucial game right here, the Colts and Texans. So we'll get rid of the NFC games just for fun, shits and giggles. And I don't care who wins that game. I don't care who wins this game. Who cares? And away we go. All right. And shout out to the Cardinals for beating the Eagles. I don't know how the hell the Eagles lost that game. So what's crucial to us right now is if the Ravens win, they're probably not going to play any of their starters, so that's going to be interesting on its own. Colts and Texans, that's going to be a tough one. Who knows how that plays out? Let's just say Texans are playing good football. The Browns, they're going to want to win against the Bengals. I mean, that Browns defense is just too good. I can't see them faltering. Who cares about this game? It could be the Patriots. It could be them. The Jaguars, Titans, that's the big one. So let's just say the Bills win this one, right? Obviously, we take the 2 seed. Let's just say the Jaguars handled what they're supposed to handle, right? Ravens win, the Texans win, right? Broncos lose, or the Broncos win. Let's say the Broncos win. Chiefs win against the Chargers. All right, and I think I pretty much got everything. So right now, it looks like if we take the 2 seed, we're playing the Texans. If the Pittsburgh Steelers win that game, because they're not going to be playing their starters, we still play the Texans. If the Texans lose and the Colts win with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning, we play the Colts. If the Titans win, we play the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if the Ravens beat the Steelers, it doesn't matter, right? So, and if the Texans win, we play the Pittsburgh Steelers. So at the end of the day, I mean, let's just say it. If the Bengals beat the Browns, all right, so there it is, folks. So if we get the 2nd seed and the Pittsburgh Steelers, let me grab the Pittsburgh Steelers win. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Ravens, and it's very possible they do. And let's just say, let's give it a bug. Let's say the Jaguars beat the Texans. Excuse me, the Jaguars beat the Titans. This is what it's looking like, folks. So we play the Houston Texans or we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what it looks like right now. I mean, I'm trying to switch things up to see what happens. I mean, I can't see the Chargers beating them, so that's cool. That doesn't change anything if the Raiders win. Nope. So there it is, man. There she has it. So it's either the Texans or the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's one of the two. How about that? How about them apples? Now, just for shits and giggles, the Bills lose, right? And the Ravens actually beat them. We're the 7th seed. We play Miami again. If the Bills lose and the Titans actually win, we become the 6th seed and we play the Kansas City Chiefs. For some reason, if the Bengals win, that doesn't change anything. So that's what it is, man. If the Colts win, It doesn't change anything. So we lose, and we need the Ravens to win and the Titans to win. We're the 7th seed. We're the 6th seed. But if the Jags win, we're the 7th seed. So we need. Oh, I don't even want to talk about that right now. So right now, let's just stop that best because that gives me anxiety. I don't want to keep going. So win out. That's it. We need to win. That's it. Point blank. There's nothing else to talk about. But if we happen to lose for some stupid reason, we can become the 6th seed if things play out the way they're supposed to, or we're the 7th seed and we face the Dolphins for a 3rd time. My man said, "Cut that shit off, bro." I'm telling you, I'm cutting it off. I'm done. We just got to win out, win the damn game, and now we control ourselves. We got the 2nd seed, and we roll, and we keep rolling, and that's what I'd like to keep it. I'd like to keep it that way. Us winning out, and we're in prime position. We play the Colts or the Texans. Simple as that, and that's the way I want to keep it. That's the way we're going to keep it. So that being said, folks, that's it for me. It's been a great show, and I appreciate it. I have my man, the Thigh Doc, on. We talked about injuries. We talked about Josh Allen. The most crucial injuries, Josh Allen and obviously Stefon Diggs. Is there something wrong with Stefon Diggs, or is he just dealing with, I'm saying, the slumps of the season? I mean, this guy's a veteran guy, man. He's the youngest receiver to catch 800 footballs, right? So the dude's a baller. I'm not going to sit here and tell me, oh, he's getting old, he's 30, and that's why he's nah, I'm not buying that. I am not buying that whatsoever. I think it's just a matter of let's figure something out that works, and let's find me plays that gets me open, that gets the football in my hands, that gets me warmed up, and that gets me back into my alpha ways. And he's been very quiet. Hard to get into your alpha ways when you're not getting the football. You're getting the football 4 or 5 times. That's just not enough. That's not enough for an alpha receiver, a top dog receiver. Ain't no way Devontae Adams is going to sit here and just get 3 footballs. And the one time that he did do it, you saw it, and it was rectified the week after because the ball kept on going to him. So Joe Brady, figure a way out to get the football to your guy. It's simple. He's got the ability. You already know what it is. Put him in the position to get in there and get Josh Allen to stick to it. The one thing that I have noticed, though, Josh Allen ain't taking those checkdowns like he used to. He ain't taking those checkdowns like he used to. So let's not revert back to old Josh where you want to go for the gusto every time. It's okay to take those checkdowns. It's okay to take those checkdowns, Josh. But I know you don't like them, but you're going to have to take some checkdowns to keep plays alive. But anyway, that's neither here nor there because we're going to tackle that option, that topic again this Friday. So you guys have yourself a great night. We will catch you guys again. Just win the damn game, man. Just win the damn game. Just win. Just win, baby. Al Davis will tell you, man, just win. That's what we need to do. So until next time, folks, you guys have yourself a great night. And we'll catch you guys again on Friday evening. And let's do this again. Folks, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And I'm out. Let's go.